Hey everybody, and welcome back to Happiness Factory Gardens, where me and my family take you through what we've got going on here at the homestead and beyond as we journey to create a large-scale worldwide charity farms network on into the future. Yeah, I have a super long video for you today, but stick around. It's very info driven and will be of great benefit to you if you're considering growing food, or if you already grow food, or if you're not considering growing food, and why I think you should. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell next to it, and set notifications to all so you're aware of all of our future uploads. They will send a notification to your YouTube, and if you have push notifications on, that'll send it directly to you so you're aware of our future uploads. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So what we've got for you today is actually a video on what we eat and what of that we're going to be growing this year in 2020, in our first phase of Happiness Factory Gardens. That first phase of Happiness Factory Gardens is the homestead, and the first phase of that first phase is our first garden bed, our first trellis bed, and a couple berry bushes, and the potted plants over there. So I'm going to be taking you through why I think you should start a garden, and why we started one, what benefit it can bring to you and your family and the community around you, and also exactly what we're growing and what we eat and how many meals we're going to produce out of this, for the 4 people that are living with us right now. Well, the 4 adults and 1 child that are living with us right now. Let's get into this. All right, so first I'm going to take you through what we have growing and how we eat that, and how much money it's going to save us, how many meals that we're producing. And then after that, I'm going to take you through why I think you should start a garden, and why how to start one, and all the things that I think are necessary to know before you start a garden, which is really nothing. I think you should do it, and it's really there's so many resources out there to help you through the process. But I'm gonna give you some inspiration, so stick around for that. But for now, let's go through what we have growing, and I'll start with the trellis. All right, so here we have our trellis, and essentially what it is you plant the plants underneath, and then they will climb up these strings that we're gonna put whenever they sprout. They climb up the strings, they go up here, and they hang their vegetables from up there. So certain plants like to be off the ground, and that's what this is for. So in this bed, we have an Indian vegetable there, a different Indian vegetable there, and a different Indian vegetable there and there. Over here, we have edamame. Over there, we have butternut squash. And over there, we have cucumbers. In this area, if we can protect it from the animals, we're going to have to put a fence up today, because as you can see, half of this edamame got eaten last night. In this space, if we can grow everything that's in here, we'll have 1 to 2 meals, 1 to 2 meals, 1 to 2 meals, 1 meal, 1 to 2 meals, a few meals, and a few snacks from the cucumbers. So right there, that's a week's worth of food in this small space. It's only probably 5 feet by 5 feet. So a little area, and we're only utilizing this, which we're probably going to change in the future. But for now, in this first phase of Happiness Factory Gardens, this is what we're using it for. And then over here in the garden bed, what we have, let's go in here. This is blocked off, luckily, or else the animals would have had a field day with all this already. But we have radishes, we have bok choy, we have broccoli, beets, leeks, eggplant, okra, Indian greens, spinach, cantaloupe, watermelon, cantaloupe, or muskmelon it could be called. And I might have gotten this and this mixed up, but those are either watermelon and cantaloupe. Same over there. But then there's some peppers. There's a tiny pepper plant over there as well, a hot pepper plant that I just transplanted the other day, and another hot pepper plant I just transplanted the other day, just to see if they'd do okay, since I was going to throw them out anyways into the compost. But I put them in. There's bell peppers right there. So how many meals are over here? We have radishes, which go into some meal. Also could be eaten as snacks on salads or whatever, but a total of, I'm going to say, 1 meal because of how many people we're feeding. And we're giving away 3 to the neighbor, so 1 meal. Of course, watermelon and muskmelon, that's like each watermelon is a giant snack meal. Same with the muskmelon. So that's, let's just consider those snacks. But they'll definitely hold you over till a meal. There's bok choy, which goes in our pho. So let's say that's like contributing to 3 meals. But the pho needs other ingredients like leeks. So these will contribute to the same 3 meals as those. Then we have broccoli. That's a few meals. We have beets, which is a few meals worth. Eggplants, several meals worth. And okra is a few meals worth. These Indian greens are probably 5 or 6 meals if it all comes up. That's another 3. There is 2. And actually a lot of this will go into dishes with multiple vegetables. So it's kind of hard to say exactly how many meals are going to be produced, but I'm going to say we're saving let's just say we're saving the amount that we spent on building this garden bed, this trellis, and buying our soils, our pots, all the tools that we've used. We're definitely making that back this first year. And then after this first year, we will be, every meal that we eat will be saving money. So yeah, it's definitely beneficial. I'm going to go over, turn the camera around, and talk to you all about why I think you should start a garden. All right, and I didn't actually go over to the tomatoes and the peppers and the corn and the zucchini and the strawberries that we have growing over there, nor the mint, but or the berry bushes. But all of that contributes. It helps, adds to our food that we have at home that we don't have to go buy at the store, and it tastes better than the store-bought food, and it's fresher, and we have a sense of like, we grew this is our food. So, and it doesn't cost money, but that's kind of touching on the reasons, some of the reasons to grow your own food, but I'm gonna get deeper into that now. So well, right now, as pretty much everyone knows, we are in a global pandemic where it's harder to get out and go shopping. It's a risk every time you leave the house. And this isn't the last time this is going to happen. I'm just going to say that. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. We'd have to make some major changes in our society and the way we treat our environment and each other for this to not happen again. But, you know, as you tear down the environment around you, things that were naturally coexisting inside of it then get released and held in other forms. Kind of like when you eat, your food gets processed into energy and waste. So, you know, we're using the environment, we're getting the energy from that, and we're having great efficiency with other, you know, with the facets of our society that we'd hope to, but we're also creating the waste, and the waste is spilling out, and, you know, we have viruses, we have bacteria that are leaking out into the world that we shouldn't be coexisting with. They should be kept in the forests, where they're at peace, you know? Or we have to figure out a way to get around it. Maybe vaccines, I don't know what. But I'm just going to say this probably isn't the last time that this is going to happen. So to grow your own food at home, to set up a garden is probably super beneficial now, even more now than it was before. But all that aside, even before this, growing your own food at home is so rewarding. And all you do, you set up an area, you dedicate an area to it, you get some soil, or you go use your soil outside if it's good. You put a seed in, you water it, you tend to its needs, and you have an abundance of food that you made. So it's really, it's a true phenomenon that we can grow our own food, and I think it needs to be taken advantage of by everyone, really. If you don't have the space, you can join a co-op and you can help them grow food and then eat from that. If you have an apartment, you can grow food indoors. If you have a property, you can grow food outdoors. If you have a farm, you can grow food for people. You can set up a co-op for people to come help you on the farm and take some of that food that they help grow. If you don't have any experience, we're actually going to make a video on how we started a garden, how we're starting this whole enterprise with little to no gardening or farming experience, but with the expertise within our reach. You know, we're going to make a video on that. So once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and set notifications to all, so you're aware of those uploads when they come out. But just to touch on it really briefly, you can find anything you need to know on YouTube. If you can't find it, if you're not a good researcher, you can find a master gardener and ask them. You can go to your local garden center or hydroponics store. They have a wealth of knowledge and they're willing to help if it's worth its weight in space. In storefront, they'll definitely help you. You can go volunteer, intern at a farm. There's ways to learn, and it's really, honestly, super easy. And I'll stop harping on it, but it is very beneficial, and you can sustain your family for a long period of time with the food that you grow. And you can even sell the excess, because honestly, most people aren't going to see this video, and most people do not have a garden or a farm, and they buy their food. So you get to grow your own food, go outside, harvest it, eat it fresh, eat it more healthy than you would buy at the store, because it hasn't been transported and sitting on a shelf touched by other people. And then you can even sell the excess to other people that aren't willing to take the steps to do it. So yeah, I would encourage you all to start growing your own food, and I hope I can inspire you with this channel to get you all to start doing so. But if not, go to the markets and buy our food. Um, that's one thing that we're gonna actually, and jokes aside, that's one thing that we're doing with Happiness Factory Gardens is setting up a way to um, have people get involved with the food growing process and get their own healthy, fresh food at their fingertips, and just easily accessible and cheaper. And if they can afford it, they should pay. If they can't afford it, they should get it for free, because food is a right. So anyways, yeah, I was hoping for this video to be very info driven, but I kind of got off on some tangents, and I feel like it's getting pretty long for you all to stick around. But I'll make a part 2 if I get some feedback from this video that you all would like a part 2 on some more info and facts as to starting a garden or a farm. And yeah, so comment that below if you want to see a part 2. Definitely comment below, let us know. If you have any questions or comments other than that, leave them below. We will definitely get back to you. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button so YouTube will spread it to other people. If you liked it and you think someone else would like it, share it, and help join in this process of Happiness Factory Gardens, where we're looking to bring food to people who don't have it and teach a man to fish, teach a woman to fish, essentially, how to grow your own food. And yeah, this is our journey together, so please stick around, subscribe below, and we will see you next time. Peace.